Yo guys, what will happen if German automobile leaves America? What will happen to American economy? Like what will happen to America? Yo guys, welcome back to another reaction video. Guys, today we're checking out the title is Trump goes nuts at German auto giants just left America. Like US auto industry could cripple. Yo, guys, the automobile is at stake. Guys, the US automobile industry is at stake. Guys, so Mercedes Benz, BMW, and Audi are they going to withdraw from the US market? Okay, guys, join me. Let's do this. Join me. Let's check this out. Yo, this is going crazy right now.
And we're working on a deal where the European Union will agree to pay a 25% tariff on all Mercedes-Benz's, BMWs coming into our nation.
But the engine is now starting to slow down. Massive layoffs, factory closures, and rising competition are shaking the very foundation of Germany's industrial strength.
Trust in the development of the China automotive market, especially in the premium segment for the long term.
That we want to signal to our investor that that money is available for future buybacks.
Yo!
German luxury car brands Mercedes, BMW, and Audi, which have been established in the US market for decades and are synonymous with luxury, found themselves cornered by the Trump administration's unexpected tariffs and the possibility of further measures. President Donald Trump has made it clear that he intends to impose astronomical tariffs on imported parts, stating, "If you don't produce here, you can't sell here." The automotive industry, which operates like a delicate lacework of complex global supply chains, has seen a chain reaction begin rapidly after colliding with President Trump's tough tariff wall. The European Union will accept a 25% payment, and we are working on an agreement where all Mercedes-Benz and BMW vehicles will be subject to a 25% tariff, Trump said. There were no press conferences or lengthy negotiations, just a single social media post. How did the US end up on the brink of losing German giants? We will examine the details of the latest developments and conflicts around the world together. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and like our content to stay updated. The Germans realized that with this additional cost, they would either have to skyrocket prices or incur massive losses per sale. Neither option was sustainable. The result, a swift decision to pull out. How did this happen? Why did it happen? And what dynamics are at play? Consider that the BMW plant in Spartanburg, South Carolina, was producing 270,000 SUVs annually, selling them domestically and exporting them worldwide. Mercedes was assembling popular models like the GLE and GLS in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Audi was also gaining ground in the US market with its imported luxury sedans and SUVs. In a world where tariffs can change overnight, the imposition of a 25% general tariff, coupled with tariffs of up to 200% on imported components such as engines, electronic control units, and digital instrument panels, suddenly imposed thousands of dollars in additional costs on these companies. If we pass these costs on to consumers, no one will buy the vehicles. If we don't, we'll incur massive losses on every car. The only option left is to withdraw. Dealers were shocked when they heard the news on social media in the morning. Brand new German luxury cars remained idle in showrooms. Warranty, spare parts, and service are all up in the air. While German car brands' assembly plants in the US are partially local, many parts come from Slovakia, Germany, Mexico, or other countries. When tariffs suddenly reached up to 200% on all these imported components, such as engines, electronic control units, and digital instrument panels, the numbers didn't add up. Not only did costs increase by thousands of dollars per vehicle, but supply chains also faced the risk of complete disruption in later stages. Instead of panicking, management boards did some quick math. Passing on price increases to consumers was nearly impossible, and writing off massive losses per vehicle was unsustainable. Not only dealers, but also countless businesses, from financial institutions to vehicle logistics companies, automobile accessory manufacturers to advertising agencies that are part of this massive ecosystem, will suffer serious losses. The luxury car culture melted away in a single evening. The Trump administration, however, continued its hardline stance, stating, "We are protecting our country's interests. The factory will either stay here or it won't exist at all." From the factory's perspective, the picture is even more bleak. The BMW Spartanburg plant in South Carolina was the production hub for the X-Series SUVs that brought global success to the company. Similarly, Mercedes had been operating in Alabama Tuscaloosa for years, providing jobs to thousands of Americans. Now, these factories are either closing down or shifting production capacity to other countries. First, looking at the vehicle sales figures of these brands in the US, it was estimated that they had reached a total sales volume of approximately 950,000 units by the end of 2024, 1 year before the withdrawal. The combined revenue of the three companies during this period was estimated to be between $55 billion and $60 billion, accounting for roughly 6% of the US automotive market. Therefore, even when considering market share alone, the loss of such a significant share in a short period of time has effectively erased billions of dollars from the US annual vehicle sales volume. Looking at the numbers in more detail, BMW produces an average of approximately 270,000 X-Series SUVs annually at its Spartanburg, South Carolina facility, with about 70% of this production remaining in the US domestic market and the remainder exported. This production represented an activity that was expected to generate approximately $14 billion in revenue for BMW in 2024 alone. Mercedes, on the other hand, produced around 260,000 SUVs, such as the GLC, GLE, and GLS at its Alabama Tuscaloosa facility, generating approximately $13 billion in domestic sales and export revenue. Audi, while not engaging in direct local production, imported and sold an average of 230,000 to 250,000 sedans and SUVs annually in the US market, generating approximately $15 billion in sales revenue. In the business model of these three brands, a portion of production took place in the US, while a significant portion of key components and technologies were sourced from Germany or other countries. The tariffs imposed by the Washington administration on imported parts, reaching up to 200%, not only pushed the assembly lines in Tuscaloosa and Spartanburg into impossible costs, but also pushed sales models like Audi's, which were entirely dependent on imports, to the brink of collapse. Yet BMW, Mercedes, and Audi had built massive plans over decades, trusting in the US market, designing new electric model launches for the US, and investing billions of dollars in prototype testing. A tariff wall swept away thousands of pages of strategic projects. On the European side, a new global axis began to emerge. China is opening its doors to German brands, saying, "Our doors are open to you." New German design studios have been established in Shanghai, Beijing, and Shenzhen. New agreements have been signed between China and Germany in the fields of electric vehicle revolution and advanced autonomous driving technologies. Mercedes announced its investment, saying, "We will develop the new EV platform we previously planned for the US in China." BMW announced, "We are building a major production hub in Chengdu instead of the US." Audi stated, "The growth potential in the Asian market is higher and the political risk is lower," expressing its intention to expand its presence there. This was a double blow for the US. It lost German brands and inadvertently opened the door for them to strengthen their position in a rival region. In the long term, one might have thought,
Wait, guys, so all the companies, the German Audi, Mercedes, and BMW, they're all leaving America right now. Like, they are establishing in China. And wow, guys, like, that's going to knock out the American economy. That's going to knock out the US economy. Because imagine, like, they've been, all these years, they've been generating revenue, like, the economy of US have been growing from there. And just, everything's going to just live like that. Yo, that will cripple the US market. It will cripple the US auto market. Yo, guys.
that domestic producers like Ford and GM would
Ew.
fill the void. However, the supply chain remains chaotic. The departure of German companies has disrupted part of the supply chain.
Oh
Additionally,
my
many
god,
critical
yes!
components imported by the US come from Europe. This has increased production costs, raised prices, and made products more expensive for
Oh my
consumers.
god.
Economists say Trump made this move to protect domestic industry, but in the end, he also shook up the American car market. Some are trying to be
Guys.
optimistic, saying maybe there will be short-term difficulties, but in the long run, the US will establish its own supply chain. Still, uncertainty prevails.
Yeah.
Some digital platforms are already reviewing their strategies out of concern that companies could face a similar decision at any moment. Was this really necessary? One group argues, yes, they have been profiting from the US market for a long time, but they did not create real jobs here. Trump was right.
Mm.
They could have moved production here, but they didn't. Others counter, Mercedes-Benz has been manufacturing in Alabama for decades. BMW provides jobs for thousands in South Carolina. We've lost
Imagine.
all of that with this policy. If they weren't profitable,
You.
they had no choice but to leave. In the end, the answer to who comes out on top remains a mystery. German companies may try their luck in Asia.
Wait, guys. Yeah, like what they're saying. Yes, yes. Okay, to every side, this is like two-edged sword. Like this side is right, this side is right. Like you don't know the one that is on top. Yeah, his profile. I know what is in at least the locals, like the local automobiles in US who try to rise, yeah, by producing more, like they'll rise. But even with that, it has crashed the markets, the automobile markets that crashed it. And imagine the millions of people this is creating jobs for, like this gave jobs. So all of them now are out of job. Imagine the people working in Mercedes company, BMW company, Audi company. So all of them now are going to lose their jobs just like this. Oh my god, yeah, this is so disheartening. Like this is chaotic. Like, oh no, 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 no. And the fact that right now everything just to import those cars from China to US again will add more. Let me say if the money is just like this, like importing it more will add extra top. You guys, you is this decision wise to make? Like, let's check it out. Like, is this the best they could have done? Because yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
They may also continue in the US,
Oh,
but under better conditions. The US, meanwhile, wants to establish a new autonomous vehicle ecosystem. But in the short term,
okay.
everyone is counting their losses. Germany, on the other
Oh,
hand, is redrawing the global trade model, saying that the Trump administration is unpredictable and inflexible. China is likely to turn the situation to its advantage by attracting German luxury goods to its own country, thereby increasing its global
yes,
power in the automotive industry. From a macroeconomic perspective,
yes.
analysts predict that the US will experience a direct decline of around $45 billion in automotive trade
Oh,
volume. Considering that the
yeah,
US's
yeah.
total automobile and parts imports amounted to $350 billion in 2024, this figure is significant. More importantly, some of the vehicles produced in these factories were also exported to global markets. For example, BMW X5 and X6 models produced in Spartanburg were exported to European and Asian markets as made in the USA. When this export channel closes, it is estimated that the US's total automotive exports will decline by $15 billion. Ultimately, while the
God.
departure of German companies may seem to have reduced import dependency, it also deprived the US of export revenues. When the losses of supplier companies are added, it is reported that at least 2,500 companies in the supply chain have either gone bankrupt or downsized. These companies supplied parts to both German
2,500
OEMs and local
companies.
brands, but the majority of their business volume was Germany-based. Therefore, in a
Oh,
scenario without German companies, the closure of the factory also significantly ended the operations of local suppliers. Worse
oh
still,
my
when
God.
German companies left the US, suppliers couldn't see new opportunities on the horizon. Some considered moving to
Oh,
Mexico or Canada, but the main market remained the US, and without German brands, the production gap needed to be filled somehow. Economists
oh
estimate that
my
the
God.
automotive supply chain could lose up to $4 billion in business volume. Clearly,
Oh
no
my
one's
God.
position is guaranteed in any market. This is an
Like,
era where even giants like
it's not.
Mercedes, BMW, and Audi may have to face the sound of the closing bell. The story of these luxurious and legendary German brands in America serves as a stark reminder of this reality. What are your thoughts on this
Oh,
matter? Please share your
oh my
opinions in the
god.
comments section. To stay
Oh my
updated on new
god.
videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on
Yes, please
notifications.
subscribe to
Thank
their
you for watching.
channels. You guys, like, this is going to shake the not only US market, like, this is going to shake the market entirely, the world market. Like, it's going to shake it because you have to start all over, like, not really all over, but at least you have to start from ground. You guys, please, guys, what do you have to say about this? Is this wise? Like, is this a wise decision to make, or has they put the world into trouble, or should I say it into, has it reduced the economy the more? Because, guys, yo, this is so bad. Mhm. Guys, what do you have to say about this, guys? Please share it in the comment section. Share your ideas, the motive, your point of view. Please share in the comment section what do you have to say about this. Yeah. Go have the day you deserve and will keep living under commander of license. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to their channel. The link to the main video will be in the description. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, you can subscribe to my channel. Yeah, it's still a growing channel. Go have the day you deserve and we'll keep living under commander blessing. See you guys in the next video. Cheers!